Hello, Greater Portland family and friends. Thank you for tuning in to this week's GPBC website update. The staff and I pray that you're doing well. God gave us a wonderful day last Sunday. We had someone join the church last week, which is always a blessing. If you were not able to be here personally, I hope that you were at least able to tune in to the live stream. This has proven to be a tremendous blessing because it gives everyone the opportunity to go to our website and take advantage of the opportunity to see and hear it for yourself. Our prayer is that you and all of your friends and family members are safe. What a blessing it is to have the church doors here at Greater Portland open, even if we're still under the governor's guidelines. First of all, let me say we are mandated to use face coverings for everyone age 5 and up at indoor public places, which does include us here at the church. Additionally, the governor has set gathering limits for indoor venues, including churches, to be in 100 in each venue. So we're seating up to 100 people in the auditorium every Sunday morning on the main floor, then using our current social distancing seating and arrangements to make seating available in the gymnasium for others up to 100 to enjoy this service together, which is projected live on the big screen in the gym. While this is not optimal, it does allow us to continue to grow and to have in-person gatherings. The Super Church for Our Children with Pastor Scott and Teen Church Pastor Andrew Watson is going well. At this time, until further notice, we are not scheduling the Sunday school or the Sunday night services. And our ushers and our deacons continue to be in their place every week to assist and direct you if you need anything. Let me say once again, as your pastor, I've appreciated so much your vote of confidence that you've offered to me and our deacons and the way that God has blessed over the last 5 months of this pandemic. I'm so very grateful to you. I know I can count on you to help us with a Christ-like spirit as we move forward during this health crisis. Remember, together we can do this. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and my staff, and let us also continue to pray for our leaders and the president and, of course, Governor Kate Brown and Governor Inslee, our mayors and our policemen. And please pray with us that these protests here in Portland will soon end. Pray also that our country will be united once again in peace and respect for one another. And please do not forget to pray for our members here at GPBC that are on the front line of the medical field in different capacities. These names are familiar names, but let me call them out to you again. Rosalie Liggett, Olga Arvello, Barbara Hurd, Sergio Cruz, Rufus and Dee Johnson, for Mary Strickland and Natalie Weaver and Jessica Johnston and Brian Lockhart and, of course, Dr. Bob Sason and the Good News Clinic. Please pray for God's protection over them as well as for each of their families. Please continue to pray for our bus and van ministry and the captains, for the adult, teen, and children's Sunday school teachers. All of them are working in a concerted effort to endeavor to stay in touch with the families and their children that were in the bus ministry. I encourage you to please pray for Brother Rick Terrazas and our prison ministry team. The doors are slowly starting to reopen, but not yet for in-person gathering and for meetings. Please pray that this quarantine will soon lift. Thank you for being a faithful steward here at GPBC. You know, when we look back and we thought about how was it going to work and how would we be impacted financially in this pandemic, God has showed us that His plan always works. And if we'll trust Him, He said, "Prove me now if I will not open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing." God continues to use each of you to meet the needs of your church through the faithful giving of your tithes, your missions, and your dream offering. Do you know that our missionaries have not missed one offering that you've given? The checks to go out and to support them continue to come because of your faithfulness. You are making a huge difference, not only here in Portland, but church around the world. Many have taken advantage of giving online. Others have brought them with them to church, and some continue to mail in your offering, while others prefer to drop them off by the church office and personally give their offering. Remember, you can do that anytime, Tuesday through Friday, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And don't forget that on Sunday, the online Super Church is broadcast at noon, and Teen Ignite Ministries on Sunday at 4 p.m. Please tune into that. That's just for you and the kids, and I hope that you'll take advantage of it. Now, tomorrow night, Pastor Brad McFeeters will finish the Wednesday night series, Faith with Boots On. He has sharpened and fed us in many ways through this passage in James, and we ask you to continue to pray and join us at 7 p.m. Again, if you're not able to personally come, tune in to the live stream service. You'll be glad that you did. In each of our services, we will keep you informed and up to date about our church family, whether in the hospital or scheduled for surgery, or even those that are in bereavement over the loss of a loved one. We want to keep you informed. If you have a prayer request, please call the church office to let us know, or contact one of the staff. We'll be glad to assist you. The memorial service for Betty Busby is this Thursday at 1 p.m. here at Greater Portland Baptist Church. You know, the psalmist said, "Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints." And we loved Betty. For years, she was a faithful member here, served in the bus ministry, and she could have easily come, but she chose to ride the bus because she loved those kids and she cared about that ministry. So please pray that God will bless as we have that service this week. Please pray also for GPCA. At this time, we're committed to reopening our Christian school in person classrooms for all grades K-5 through 8th grade. In doing so, we will meet all of the CDC safety prerequisites that make this possible. We ask that you please pray for our teachers, for our students, and our families, and please pray for the fact that we need God's help. Let us remember we are laborers together with God. It's not just the church and then the school and the youth ministry and the children's ministry. All of these things are ministries under one roof and under one calling, and that's the church. And today I'm asking you, please continue to pray for God's blessing. On that note, Sunday, August the 30th, we'll be having and serving for the first time in a long time a communion service. Normally we serve the Lord's Supper on Sunday night, but because of COVID, that simply has not been possible. Jesus told the disciples, and later the Apostle Paul said to the church, "As often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do show the Lord's death until he comes." Communion is a special time for God's people. So please prepare your heart and your family for this great opportunity. We're going to look for you, and I'm asking you, please, not let this opportunity of Greater Portland coming together in the communion of the Lord's Supper together. So it'll be on that time that we ask you to make note of that, August the 30th, Sunday morning at 11 a.m. As your pastor, let me remind you that we are not going back, we're going forward. You know, last Sunday I preached from the Gospel of Matthew about the Lord's second coming. If I have ever believed that Jesus is coming, I believe it today more than ever. Please, let us be faithful, let us be fervent, and let us be fruitful, but most of all, let us be focused, because we must continue to reach the lost with the gospel. Jesus said, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." Let me encourage you again to please invite your lost friends and your loved ones to the Sunday morning or the Wednesday night service. Now think about it. Wouldn't it be something if they got saved this week because you called or texted them or personally invited them? You know, things are different from before the COVID-19 pandemic. But let me remind you, and I hope you'll remember, there's some things that will never change. Number one, God is in absolute control. Number two, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And number three, I want you to hear this from this preacher: God loves you with an everlasting love. Last Sunday, one of our ladies that sang, she talked about the grace of God and how that you're never too far to come home. And I'm looking forward to what God is going to do. And we encourage you, if you haven't been to church in a while, it's time to come home. And I want to encourage you. For those that are still a little anxious about the pandemic, we understand. But let me encourage you, by God's grace and faith, let us move forward. And we're looking forward to what God is going to do. Give us a call if you have any questions or if you need anything. And rest assured that we love you and we faithfully pray for you all. I look forward to seeing you in our next service. God bless you. I hope you have a great week.